Okay, what's up? We are live. Welcome. Today I have some wonderful announcements. I'm going to tell you a little bit about sexual influence. I'm going to give you some updates, and I'm also going to give you some tips on how to start off 2019 strong. I want to set you up to win. So, before we start, some announcements. For the next, it's gonna go down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 6 days, my three-part free training series on how to sexually influence women is going to be taken down for good. So if you haven't watched it yet, go to jatjones.com/freedom. In that video series, I'm gonna teach you how to speak directly to her sex brain. I'm going to show you how to bypass her logical defenses, her logical brain, and speak directly to her sex brain, causing instant sexual chemistry and instant sexual attraction. When you speak to this part of a woman's brain, that's what gets her noticing you over every other guy. We teach that in video number 2 of the 3-part video series. Also, inside the video series, I go through these Cosmopolitan magazine covers, and right in plain view are the answer to women's secret psychology. So we take these covers, we break down the sexual psychology of women, and Cosmopolitan magazine teaches us what women want and desire more than anything else. And in order to influence women, you need to give them what they want. And what do they want? I answer that question in video number 1 of the 3-part video training on how to sexually influence women and cause them to feel attraction towards you. The final thing I will show you before we get started today is this cover, 50 Shades of Grey. We also dissect this cover piece by piece and reveal women's secret, dark sexual fantasies and women's sexual psychology. And once you understand women at that deep level that I explained to you inside this series, you are going to be able to attract the attention of and the attraction of beautiful women. So go to jatjones.com/freedom and watch this very valuable video training before it's taken down. I forgot to show you this. In video 3, I'm going to show you how to communicate with women, and I'm going to show you that the nonverbal communication accounts for 90% of communication, and your words, what you say, isn't really that important. That only accounts for about 10% of your communication. That's in video number 3. So that free 3-part video training series is coming to an end very soon. So go to jatjones.com/freedom to sign up and watch for that. Watch that now before it's gone. I am getting daily emails and comments from guys thanking me and telling me that the training has been tremendously eye-opening and helpful to them. So go to jatjones.com/freedom and check out the 3-part video training. Okay, my dear brother, I honor the time we are spending here together. So today I would like to start by telling you a little story, and then after that, we're going to talk about one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Excuse me. So, what I want to say first is that years ago, I was in your exact position. I was on the other side of the screen watching a video, hoping that the person in the video could help me break through that invisible barrier I was facing with women. I was desperately looking for answers, and I was a prisoner to my fear, And, sometimes I felt like, is this worth it? Sometimes I felt like, you know what? Maybe I should just give this up. Sometimes I felt, you know what? Maybe this works for other people, but it's not going to work for me. So before we start today, I just want to remind you that I have been in your shoes. I have been literally where you were sitting, where I was watching other dating coaches in an attempt to finally get this part of my life handled. And what I want, the message I want to leave you with is you can do this. You can do this. The reason why you have not met with success yet isn't because you're not good enough, or you're not courageous enough, or you're not interesting enough, or because you're not the life of the party, or you don't have enough money, or you don't have a nice enough body, etc. Those aren't the reasons why you're bumping up against the wall. Those aren't the reasons why women are ignoring you. The reason why you have been stuck with women, with this woman thing for so long, is because you have been using the wrong strategy. You see, I am the first dating coach that I know of that has married the principles of high performance with the principles of seduction and combined them together. And I did that very consciously because I saw very early on that if you teach a man, if you only teach him the laws of seduction, the principles of seduction, but then you don't teach that man how to be a high performer out in the world and how to be effective out in the world and how to create positive results out in the real world, then all these principles of seduction are pretty much worthless to him because he can't go out and implement them. And so today, what I want to do is I want to share some high performance tips with you, some strategies that will enable you to go out and be effective, for your actions to be effective out in the real world. Right now, you're feeling pain and sadness and suffering. Why? Because you feel out of control of your life. And so studies have shown that our happiness is determined by our level of control in our lives. So the more we feel like we're in control of the outcomes of our lives, the more happy we feel. The less in control of outcomes we feel, the less happy we feel. And so today, December the 12th, 2018, I want to set you up to win for 2019. And so what I want to do is I want to empower you to be able to have more control over your life so that you can have more overall happiness and fulfillment in your life. So what I want you to really understand is that you can do this, and the only thing holding you back is you need to use the right strategies. All right? So it's not that you're not good enough, it's that you have not been using the right strategies. And so today I'm going to share a few high performance strategies with you to empower you to go out there and be effective out in the world of women. Okay, so this book changed my life. This book isn't only about how to accumulate money, it is about how to achieve anything you want in your life. Basically, this book is a book of principles of success. That's all it is. If you want to succeed in anything in life, you can get this book, follow the principles, and you will succeed, whether it's with women or whether it's in business or money or your hobbies, whatever it is. Now, let me explain a few key principles of this book that I want you to plug into your life in 2019. So, right now, I'm going to share with you what I have seen over the past 10 years to be the number one cause of failure in men when it comes to attracting women. So, this is the pattern that I have seen which has emerged over the past 10 years. And the pattern is as follows. almost without exception. Now, if I think really hard, maybe there are some exceptions, but let's say 95 to 98% of the men who come to me have this same bad habit. And that bad habit is this: they're going at the world alone, they're going at things alone. So, with that, let us dive into Think and Grow Rich. So, there is one chapter in Think and Grow Rich called the Mastermind Principle. The Mastermind Principle states, oh, sorry, I got distracted. There's someone knocking at my door and I'm not going to open. Okay, so let me start again. So, the Mastermind Principle. Napoleon Hill, in case you don't know, Napoleon Hill spent 25 years of his life in the exclusive study of successful men. He studied the 500 of the most successful men in America. And after 25 years, what emerged were predictable patterns, things they all had in common. And the one thing Napoleon Hill realized after 25 years of studying the most successful men in America is this. He said, what I noticed is that out of all these 500 men, the one thing they all have in common is not a single one of them achieved success alone. So what he realized, what he called the mastermind principle, is that no man can achieve great wealth or success alone. Said in another way, no man can achieve great wealth or success without using the mastermind principle. So, one of your biggest mistakes and biggest causes of failure in this arena is that you're going at it alone. Guys, and I've seen it so much. I've been coaching men for the past 10 years. And when guys come to me, invariably, I ask them, are you going at this with someone? Do you have some friends? Do you have a wingman? Blah, blah, blah. In the end of the day, they're always going at it alone. And that's a huge cause of failure. So for 2019, it is important that you start masterminding with other men, preferably men who already have this thing figured out. Mastermind with them, and then you will not guarantee, but you will highly increase the likelihood that you will get unstuck and start getting good results with women. Now, if you don't have anyone to mastermind with, that's fine. Go to jatjones.com. We have some programs where we can support you in that. But one thing I want to tell you is this. We live in a world that is governed by laws, natural laws. One natural law is the law of gravity. So, the law of gravity always works, and it doesn't care what it works on. If you're a good man or you're an evil man, if you walk off of a cliff, gravity is going to pull you down. Why? Because it is a law, right? Laws are impersonal. Similarly to gravity, if you go at this woman thing alone, whether you're a good person or a bad person, you are going to stay stuck and you are going to fail. Why? Because no man can achieve success alone. Every single high performer, every single great man, every single person who you admire and you see, wow, that person achieved something great, well, they all followed the mastermind principle. They all masterminded with other people, and that's how they got unstuck and they got effective out in the real world. They got high performance. So the message for 2019, and by the way, in video 3 of the free training series, I go much more in depth on these principles, but I'm just giving you an overview now. In 2019, don't go at this alone. If you do, then the chances that 2019 is going to be just like 2018 are very, very high. So I caution you there. The next very powerful principle that I want to share from this book is the power of definite decision. The turning point in my journey, when years ago when I was struggling with women and I was bumping up against an invisible wall, the turning point was a day when I looked myself in the mirror and I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, enough is enough. I'm going to get this handled no matter what it takes, no matter if it's the last thing I do, no matter what it costs me, I'm going to get this thing handled. So, and this is included in the book. Napoleon Hill says that a man cannot succeed and does not succeed until he has reached that point where he has made a definite decision. A definite decision means a decision that does not change. It means that you decide to win now. You decide that no matter what, I am not giving up. I'm not letting anything discourage me. I'm going to get this thing handled. So, definite decision is critical, and it's a mistake that I see a lot of guys make. A lot of guys, I talk to them, and they're kind of dabbling, they're kind of curious. They're like, yeah, I kind of want to get this woman thing handled. And then I ask them, why aren't you doing everything it takes? Why aren't you paying the price in exchange for what you want? Why aren't you going all out? Well, I'm kind of studying. Well, I'm kind of just saving up money. I'm kind of taking care of this thing first. Those guys are the losers. Those guys are the guys who stay stuck. And no offense, I don't mean that they are losers, but their actions are making them lose. Okay? And I look at them, and inside I'm secretly like, damn, Like, it's not my job to convince those guys, right? They're already convinced of their excuse, their bullshit story. But I've seen patterns over the past 10 years. I've seen it too many times. When guys go at this alone, they lose. All right? They lose. When guys don't have a definite decision to get this handled, and they're just kind of curiously dabbling, they lose. They talk to me a year later, hey, Jad, how do I text a girl? Asking me these basic questions. I ask them, how's it going? Did you manage to get this thing handled? No, I didn't. And it's not because they're not smart enough. It's not because they lack anything that any other guy has. It's because they did not mastermind and they did not make a definite decision. Now, there are also other ingredients of success that need to be plugged in to ensure that somebody reaches mastery with women, let's call it. However, those are the two principles I wanted to share with you today because those two are extremely powerful. So moving in, because the reason why I share this now is because we're almost in 2019. And so for you, I want you to be very focused on two things moving into this new year. Number one, mastermind with other men so that you can be supported in your mission and so that you can set yourself up to win and live in alignment with the proven laws of success. And number two, make that definite decision now. And by making a definite decision, you win beforehand. Excuse me. There's a lot of screaming outside. There must be something going on. Okay, make a definite decision beforehand. And when a man makes a definite decision, providence moves. When you make a definite decision, magic happens. You are back in your power. But I promise you, if your decision is shaky, then you're probably not going to get to the place you want to get. And then another year is going to be wasted. And so I'll leave you with this. I implore you. Number one, never walk the path alone. Take somebody with you. Mastermind. Collaborate. And number two, make a definite decision to get this handled once and for all. Take a stand for your life, for your right to live in an abundance of beautiful women. So that's my message to you today. I hope you enjoyed that. Check out jadtjones.com/freedom to get to really level up your game and learn how to become that guy that all women notice, want, and pursue.